seen this anyway, and I was looking at all the signals on the band, on the scope. So I thought it's still open. So, yeah, amazing. It's pitch black here now, by the way. 8:45 at night, John, over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, like many things, Les, the conditions are there, but there's no one on, over.
Yeah, I know. It's the same. It's 17 metres, you know, when there's a contest on, there's nobody on it. And you think, there's people that don't like contesting. And you put a call out and you end up with a massive pile-up very, very quickly. That's what I found on 17 or sometimes 12. It'll happen as well. But 17, you normally end up with a big pile-up. But when you look at the band, you think there's nobody on it at all. So, yeah, it's quite strange. Is there any contest on this weekend? I hope there isn't. Do you know there's a contest on this weekend, John, or not, over?
Negative, no. I have zero, and I'm talking the big zero interest in contests, and I have no knowledge. So if I hear it, I go to 12 or 17, or I even go to All Star, over.
Yeah, well, you're the same as me. I'm not a contest. I cannot understand why the American League said you can have the whole band. You know, surely, why don't they say, look, you can have, say, on 20 metres from 14,200 upwards, and then leave the bottom end of the band for whatever they want to do on it, if you want to go on voice or whatever. But no, the whole band, and it just wrecks it for anybody that wants to get on there. And all the discipline goes out of the window. People just call on top of each other. There's nobody asks about the frequency. Is it in use? They just get on and start calling. I've got a bigger signal, so I'll just call over the top of you. And it's really, I don't know. It's like a load of 3-year-olds. But I'm not a fan of contesting. I never have been. But, you know, I just can't understand why they didn't just give them a portion of the band to contesting and let the people that just want to go on voice on one bit, the guys on Morse on another bit. Now we've got FG8 on another bit. But no. Anyway, yeah, don't get me going about for the contest. I was just asking because it's normally on 14.337 I get away with it up there. But yeah, sometimes it's just chaos. Anyway, back to you, John. I've moaned enough. And you're off out with the wife this morning then, John, over?
Yeah, Roger. I hear movement downstairs, but there's no rush. We were meant to go to Germany, but yeah, she built me a cabinet from IKEA, and we got all the details from the lady at the IKEA, you know, the shop where she says you need this and you need that, and a few bits and pieces were unavailable in the shop, so we ordered them online, and one piece came, but it wasn't the fault of the people who sent it online. It was the woman in the shop. She gave the wrong measurement. So not the end of the world. It's about 25k out to IKEA, and we might have something to eat, and I might even have yeah. And you'll remember this, Les. And they do have them in VK. But you know the ice cream van that goes around, and it you know he has that machine, and it gives that you know, that ice cream on a cone. And I don't know, we in Ireland, and the culture is similar to Ireland and the UK, do you remember Mr. Whippy, over?
Oh, yes, of course I do. And I'll tell you what, I used to, I'll give you a story about an ice cream man, Jim, in Manchester. And believe it or not, I was with my mother, Lynn, and my daughter. We went to IKEA in Bury, just outside Manchester. We went to IKEA, and I said to Jim, yeah, I'm going to IKEA. Anyway, we came out of the shop. You know how big the car parks are. I came out of the shop, and there's this ice cream van going for it, with the music on and all the rest of it. And it was Jim. So anyway, we get over to the ice cream. He said, oh, all right, Les. Well, we'd come over from New Zealand, I think. Anyway, he said, "Oh, all right, Lizzie, who wants an ice cream?" And, giving out the ice cream to me and my mother and what have you. And then, next thing, a queue formed. And he was going, no, I'm not open. I've come to see my friends. And, he got chaos in the car park in IKEA. Yeah, Jim, I can't remember his call. Fuck here somewhere. But he was a big Echo-Link bloke. He was always on Echo-Link or 2 meters in Manchester. What was it called? GB3PZ in Manchester. He was always on there. And that's how I got to know loads of them in Manchester. Back to you, John. It's, you never know what you're going to run into in this radio, playing on the radio. Who's going to come on, John? Over?
Yeah, well, I totally agree. I was, I want to make another point. So the Mr. Whippy, and we were on holidays a few months ago in Turkey. I'm not a big fan of the food. And the only place I could eat anything that was somewhat decent was in the Burger King. But the great thing about the Burger King, they had the Mr. Whippy. So it was really cheap. And I ate a lot of Mr. Whippies in Turkey. But it's amazing. I was talking to VK2IM, Adam, or was it VK4? Well, one or the other. Anyway, the amount of people that continue to call, over?
Yeah, okay, I'm with you. Yeah, hang on. The amount of people that wanted to call, what do you mean? You say that again, call where, over?
Yeah, Roger, yeah. So he would say, okay, for example, he'd say, okay, ON80I, go ahead. And they would continue to call, over?
Oh, exactly. It's just chaos. There's no control over it, and I get on. And Sunday is the worst day for me because on Sunday everybody seems to come on the radio on 337, and I end up with a list that's a mile long. I don't know why Sundays, but probably everybody just gets up early and puts the radio on. But there's normally a massive pile up on 337 on Sunday. But, I just plough through it and hopefully you speak to everybody and you don't forget, I have to write it down. Otherwise I forget people. It's just, and I hate leaving people out, I don't know how, remember John where was John? Spain, wasn't he? Spain, on 156. He used to control it quite well. And, but he'd get people going on and getting on and getting up. But I think they just get on and they stay on. And it just ends up with a massive pile. But anyway, that's the way it is. But, like I said, on the radio, you never know who you're going to talk to. You haven't got a clue who you're talking to half the time. It's pretty, it's different, if you know what I mean. That's what I enjoy about the radio. You never know who you're going to talk to. Anyway, ONA Echo India for a bit of ident before somebody moans. VK2CPC, over.
Yeah, Roger on that, Les. VK2CPC, ON80I. Yeah, well, you do never know because when I finished with Adam, a pal of mine in the States called me and we moved down the band and we had a long chat. But he's someone that he gets up very early. So he was 5 and 9, a big signal, and he's also a big fan of the Hermes Light radio. So just out of curiosity, I'll tell you who's always very strong to you. IRQ, over.
Yeah, on 20, he's always a big signal. He's got a wide space. I think it's a 4-element wide space beam for 20. But he's only using the hook beam on everything else. But he normally gets through really well. And what else has he got up? He's a big 80-meter man as well. He likes 80 meters, and I've just put up an antenna for 80. See if I can get into UK or into Europe on 80. I've just put one up a vertical. but it's a little bit noisy, that's the problem. And our springtime is when we get all the thunder and lightning, so it's really hard. But anyway, we'll give it a go. I'll get up one of these mornings about 4 in the morning and see if I can work it. All right. On the Echo Link. Yeah, the Echo Link. I can do it on my phone, my computer, or on the radio. Radio's great because I used to just dial in. I'd get on the radio and it's straight up to the repeater here and just dial whatever the number was, 3371 or whatever, and away you go. It's just like being on the telephone. You just dial the number in and away you go. So very, very easy, John. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, well, I'll investigate it on the All-Star node. Okay, well, just one or two more comments. EA7BA, yeah, he was a real beacon on 156, and amazing. Like, he just kind of got a knock on the head, didn't think much of it, and then a few days later he was silent key. Now the other guy who runs it very well is your good friend, and you have a Scottish name for himself, Paul on 188. He everyone gets a shake of the dice and then he moves on. So you'll get one or two overs with the VKs, and you get loads of VKs calling him. So Paul runs it really well. Over.
Oh, yeah, I know Paul very well. I've met Paul, I don't know how many times, about 3 or 4 times now. In fact, the last time we were at Freedom Starlet with Paul and his wife and Lynn. So yeah, I know Paul very well. I've been up to Scotland twice, up into Scotland to see him, and been out for lunch and what have you with him. But yeah, he's quite an interesting bloke, Paul. The way he works, he's sort of retired, but he's not. So he buys a property in Scotland. He'll get a cheap property, and because of the carpentry, he does the properties up, and then they put them back on the market and make the money out of it. And that's where he's living at the moment. So he's living in Spain, but working over in UK or in Scotland. And Paul and Tracy. I think Tracy sort of rules the roost, though. I think, John. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, that happens sometimes, and of course, happy wife, happy life. But just getting back to the radio side of Paul, I remember one time he out of curiosity, for some reason, he put up a dipole for 40 meters, and he couldn't believe the signals from VK that he was getting. So eventually he got stuff up in the air for 40, and he's a terrific signal. But if you listen to him, he doesn't have your setup with the 337 mob. It's one or two, my name is Paul, blah, blah, blah. Thanks for calling in, and I'm going to work a few more. So he works a lot, but everyone, which is nice, everyone gets a shake of the dice. Over.
Yeah, that's right. I do it. If I get a pile up, I do it that way as well. You just work them and then say, okay, 735 for now. But a lot of these people I know, like John, I've been to his house. Frank, I've been to his house. Chris, I've been to his. Who else is on? There's so many people on, and Peter, I've been to his house. So I've met a lot of these people, and it's hard to say, well, thank you very much, 735 for now. When I get a pile up, sometimes I'll get on and I'll start working someone, and then someone else will come on and so on, and then you just do a few overs and then say, oh, thanks very much, cheerio, 7-3, that's the next time, and you work the next one, and so on and so on. I do that now and again, but with this group I've got, it started off as a friend, and it's hard to say, oh, thanks very much, Frank, 7-3, bye for now. That's the way it is. But I try and talk to everybody if I can, or throw it round and let people talk to whoever they want to. It's not my frequency normally. There's normally somebody else on there first. And anyway, all right, I'll get it back over to you, and you're off out shortly. Yeah, one lee, and take a few more of these tablets, and hopefully get rid of the pain again, and hopefully get a good night's sleep tonight. Anyway, back over to you. 018EI, a VK2CPC.
Yeah, Roger, on that, Les, all copied, and as I said on the on the net, I hope that you get relief, and eventually it'll go away. Yeah, and of course Tom IZQ, he's a great old soldier, and I know you've visited him, so well done on that. And just finally, yeah, Zenik always calls in, and he's happy with 1 or 2 overs on a radio check, and then he'll go on, he'll move on. And if you listen around the band, so I do a lot of listening. He drops in on various people, and they're all happy just to give him a report, and then he goes. And the classic one that you always let in, regardless, is the and I have no idea of his call sign is, but the 90-year-old Italian. Over.
Renzo. Yeah, he just calls in, wants the signal report. But if you listen up and down the band, he starts at the bottom of the band, and he does it right the way up the band, and he just wants the signal report. That's all he's after. And normally John and company get him, and they'll give him a signal report as well. But he just wants the signal report and say hello, and then he's gone. He's not a problem at all. So, Renzo, he's been calling in for a long time. He just calls in, gets it. So I normally, if I hear him come in, I'll work him straight away, and then he's done. And normally John will work him, or whoever else he's on, I'll give him a signal report, and he's happy and he goes. So, I haven't got a problem with Renzo. The other one is Jeff, GW3UZS. He normally comes on, and he'll do a couple of overs, and then he'll go, but he's normally going on to an 80-metre net. But Jeff, he doesn't hang about too long, but he's got a lot of noise at his place, so he struggles a bit to hear the UK guys. He's normally all right with Zenik and company, but anyway. And tomorrow, Tom will be on G1IZQ. Yeah, I've been to Tom's house. He'll be on tomorrow, but he only gets on at weekend because he's working. Mind you, he's retiring, he reckons, at Christmas, which is not far away. So we'll see what happens after Christmas. Anyway, back to you, John. VK2CPC.
Yeah, Roger, very good, Les. Les, I'd just like to give you a weather report from good old Belgium. So maybe the taxi won't go out. It's now snowing, Les. Over.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, I looked at the BBC today. We had the BBC News on here, and I looked at that, and this weekend looks horrendous. They've got some massive storm heading their way from the west, and it's heading over towards them. So Ireland's going to get a battering, and all of the west coast of England is going to get a battering. So there's a massive storm out in the Atlantic, that side, out in the Atlantic, and they're going to get a massive belt. Anyway, I don't know if you've seen the weather forecast for this weekend coming, John. Over.
Negative. No, I haven't. But Les, if I don't have to go out and it's snowing, I don't go out. Over.
Oh, right. Okay. I don't blame you. Mind you. Yeah. I don't blame you. I wouldn't be going out either. Yeah. Anyway, at the moment I haven't been out for the last 3 or 4 days. I've been in with this flipping thing. I was out in the garden yesterday messing about a little bit, but today I've not even been out. I've not even been out the back door. I've been in a bit of strife today. This afternoon I've brightened up a bit, but yeah, I'll be glad to get rid of this, whatever it is I've got, this shingle. It's not nice at all. All the rashes healing up, that's all nearly gone, but it's the flipping rest of it now. Just got to get rid of the pain. All right, well, I'm going to get off here. I was going to go on 6 because the reason Steve was going on 6. He's got my 6-metre radio. It's an ICOM 551D, and I think the front end's blown in it. But I said, "You want to have a look at this?" He said, "Yeah, I'll have a look at it." So I think that's why he was going on 6 metres. But anyway, never mind. Right, back over to you, and then I'm going to get off here and go and see how Lynn is. Of 9 o'clock, and I've been in here since about 6 o'clock. So I better get off and say hello to Lynn. So Oscar November 8 Echo India. And okay, if you're stopping in if it's snowing, I don't blame you. VK2CPC.
Yeah, Roger Les, very good. Okay, well, hopefully he's got the radio fixed, and it's lucky to have someone like Steve. Okay, enjoy your evening, and hopefully you'll get some relief from those painkillers, and eventually it'll all go, and in about 3 months' time, you'll have totally forgotten about it. So that's it, Les. I'll say 73s, and great speaking with you. Just looking at my power, probably about 400 watts at the moment. In good old Belgium, we can run up to about 1.5 if we want. So lovely to speak to you, a one-on-one conversation. And I understand up on 337, it becomes a madhouse. So till the next time, we'll talk soon, I hope. And I'm making a recording of this, and I'll post it up on YouTube, and I'll send you the link, Les. Over.
Yeah, John, I had a bit of a problem here. Anyway, yeah, okay, well, let's start with, send it the link. I'm sure you've sent me a link before of this. I'm positive you have. I'm more positive that you sent me a link one time about me and you on here. I think it was you. Anyway, there's been a few of me posted on the internet, but I'm pretty sure you've already done it. Anyway, whatever. All right, no problem. Catch up with you tomorrow, John. And, if you don't go shopping, mate, it's not the end of the world, is it, mate? All right. I've got to go out tomorrow. I've got to go out. And I'm supposed to be going for a meal on Sunday. So I hope I'm feeling a lot better on Sunday. Right, Oscar November 8 Echo India, VK2CPC, and I'm running 4501123. About 400 watts, just below 400, John, over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, doing very well, and sounding great as always. Okay, I'll send you an email with that link, and you can have a listen. But a very constant signal 5758. Okay, Les, we keep in touch. VK2CPC ON80I 73s from Belgium. Over.
Yeah, okay. It's a shame you can't get on the 80 metre net on a Monday. It's a lot more interesting, the 80 metre net, than the 2 metres is just locals, really. Apart from John from America calls in every Wednesday and Friday. But the 80 metre net is a different kettle of fish. And I normally run the 80 metre net. There's 3 of us do it. Me, Steve, TEB that comes on, and Russell, VK2BK. We sort of take it in terms of doing the 80 metre net on Mondays. But never mind. All right, catch up with you later, John. 7 degrees, all the best. Have a nice day. And stay warm. VK2CPC up and fit.
Yeah, bye-bye, lads. 73s, ON80I. Bye-bye.